there's no question that Chicago is a great place to fly a kite. From small kites to big kites, we wanted to see just how Chicago residents are using the wind to their advantage.
I started flying kites when I was a child. My grandfather took me, and I've been addicted since.
It's just really fun because after my hands get a little numb, and it's just like the force of the kite is like really fun.
Yes, it is the Windy City, and the people who live here are taking advantage of that wind. Kite flying in general can sometimes be a day in the park, or sometimes can present us with some challenges. But regardless, when the winds blow, there are plenty of beautiful spaces in the city to enjoy the old-time hobby. Kite enthusiasts are in full force each year at Mayor Daley's Kids and Kites Fest, where you'll find all kinds of kite pilots. Aside from the easygoing single-line kite flyers, there are a group of Chicagoans who get a little more serious about what they can do up in the air.
I'm the proud owner of Nemo, the flying fish. When I started with small kites, I worked my way up to the big kites. It ain't really that hard, but you gotta be careful what you're doing. There's a little more to it than just putting them up.
In Chicago, we have a lot of stunt kite flyers, which are the two-line kites that you control just like you would riding a bicycle.
This community of serious or extreme kite flyers are out and about whenever Chicago's unpredictable winds allow.
We've headed up north to Loyola Beach and Rogers Park to see what extreme kite flying is all about.
Loyola Beach is a popular spot for Chicago's extreme kite flyers. Unlike some crowded beaches in the city, there's plenty of room on this wide beach to set up for some serious kites. Meet Dave and Chris, two people who plan their days and weeks on what the wind is probably going to do. Dave is the owner of Chicago Kite, and the self-proclaimed wind chaser ends up in different parts of the city, flying 2 or 3 days a week.
What is the ideal situation for extreme kite flying? I mean, what are you looking for?
10 to 12 miles an hour. Right now we're about 6 to 8. We've got an east wind coming off the lake. That's good for the lakefront. Today we lucked out. I mean, the wind's blowing. Not great, but it's blowing.
What's the worst thing that could possibly happen when you're out here flying a kite? I see all these people around. Is there a danger to the people here on the beach?
Sure there is. If they don't pay attention to what we're doing, in good winds, these kites travel about 75 miles an hour.
So this is serious kite flying, and people in Chicago is what you're saying need to be aware when you're out here.
Yeah, to stay,
look up
or stay off to the side, not walk through the lines. That's the worst thing that could happen. The lines are strong as steel per inch. They don't stretch, they cut. I've got cuts, bruises, scars.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is a sport?
Oh yeah.
Can be dangerous?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You have battle scars is what you're telling me.
Battle scars, yep.
So we're gonna try not to
crash
today on any of these people on the beach. It's a lovely day out, and see what we can do here. Should I take my shoes off for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is this particular kite called?
This one's called the Team Hawaiian. We make this kite. This was the first dual line kite to revolutionize kite flying.
Really?
This is a monster. It's 8 feet, flies in 5 miles an hour to 38.
38's pretty strong?
Very strong. A basic two-line kite is a kite that's real precise, and it cuts corners. So you're just doing squares, circles, figure eights, that kind of stuff. I like to fly the precision more than anything because I can come really low down to the ground, scare people, or guys with luggage. Can you believe this? Watch the lines, please. Welcome to the city beaches. This thing's coming down on his head.
Chris also flies stunt kites. He's on this beach nearly every day.
This is why I learned to fly, right on this beach. Once I learned how, I was like bitten by a bug, you know. The stunt kites, I fly them, I feel like I'm flying, you know, like I'm one of the birds, you know. Just an addictive thing for me.
He also loves to fly the grandfather of kites, the big kahuna, the power kite.
When I fly these power kites, and when it drags me across the beach, and when I'm able to like control it, you know, it's like me against the wind. You know, it's just a battle. And I put on a show right here on the beach, you know. I'm an entertainer, you know. I give everybody the 50-cent show. I encourage anybody that sees me flying to come over and talk to me about flying and try it, you know. I'm not gonna bite anybody. I'm not that big mean man, you know.
Well, it's a good thing because we're about to give this power kite a try. It's extremely powerful because of its size. It's used to pull things like buggies or kiteboarders. Or you can just fly it yourself like Chris and use every muscle in your body to stay on your feet. He puts a stake in the ground so we know where the wind is blowing, and he gives me reference points to steer the kite back and forth so I don't run out of the wind.
And it's go time.
Showtime.
It's showtime, folks. So the key is letting it go back and forth.
Yeah, you want to go back and forth, pushing and pulling.
Okay.
And keep your handles tilted up so that the air stays in the kite. The more the kite moves, the more air stays in it. The air is being forced in it, that's what keeps the kite afloat.
Problem is, when you stay in the wind, you feel the power.
Oh, it's pulling now. The beamer is flying. And it's gonna go down. It's not going down. You're not going down.
The beamer goes down, but we try again.
Oh my God. This thing's got some punch.
Okay. All right. Touchdown.
Do you ever say some choice words when you're doing this?
No, I don't get mad at the kite.
Okay, so don't get mad at the kite.
No.
All right. So it's pulling me across the beach.
Just don't let go. Oh, way to go, all right.
At this point, all you can do is fly from the ground.
Come on, beaver. Oh! And I'm down. Man, that thing's awesome. So I've officially just been knocked out to the ground, literally, by these kites. What do you have to say for yourself?
Welcome to kite flying.
We did our job.
All right, so I've officially experienced extreme kite flying. Let me tell you, it is not an easy sport at all. Been knocked down, drug around by these kites. But man, there's no other place to do it like Chicago.